An interesting collaboration is happening in Detroit for Black Music Month. CBS News Detroit's Amir Makupson joins us live from Plum Market in downtown Detroit with those details. Amir, we understand two big names are coming together for one common goal.
You are absolutely right, Terrence. Two major Detroit iconic legend-type organizations are joining forces. I'm talking about the Detroit Pistons and Motown. So what do they have to do with one another? The two are collaborating for a Black Music Month collection. And to help me explain all of it, you guys remember him from 313 Day, my very good friend, the Vice President of Marketing, Bilal Saeed, with the Detroit Pistons. Tell me a little bit, Bilal, about how did this come to be?
Yeah, well, at the Pistons, we're always trying to push the envelope with creative new activations that represent not only our brand, but the city, right? And I always tell people that nobody has pride for their city like Detroiters. And when you think about what the things that we're proud about most, two of the things you'll think about first will be Motown and the Pistons championship. So they're two iconic Detroit brands that we felt like we had to bring together to tell that story.
And it just makes sense. You got the two of them. But it's for Black Music Month. So is this a first-time collaboration?
Yeah, this is a first-time collaboration and our first time really leaning into Black Music Month. You know, as I mentioned, when you think of Detroit, you think of Motown and you think of those Pistons championships, but how do those two intersect? And for me, when I think about sport and I think about music, I think about two of the most powerful things in the world that unite people and bring people together. And when you think of those things within sport and music specifically that represent Detroit, you've got two of the best brands coming together. And the stories you can tell and the history you can teach, right? When you think Motown now, it's much more of a modern hip-hop label. So to educate some of the younger folks about what Motown really meant and having 79 top 10 hits in the Billboard 100 in the 60s, that's just unheard of, right? And so to tell those stories and to educate people through a cool, creative retail collaboration, and in Detroit we like looking fly, so get to check two boxes with one.
We already knew the clothes are going to be great, and that's what we're going to look at next. So let's take a step around here to go through what some of these designs are and how they came to be.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got in total 6 pieces plus a hat, and so we've got this amazing hoodie here that you'll see pays homage to both Motown and the Pistons with some amazing details, really great quality. But what I love about some of these pieces is they tie in the unique elements of the city and really pay homage. So you got this piece that really pays homage to both Belle Isle and 8 Mile, two things synonymous with Detroit, right? So we've tapped into both the iconic DNA parts of both the Pistons brand and the Motown brand, but wanted to pay homage to our city as well.
To all of it, I agree. And there's nothing better in Detroit, like you said, basketball and music. So we're now in the Henry Ford Performance Center for the Detroit Pistons, where we have some more of these, which we will look over. But where else can you buy these things?
Yeah, so we've got Pistons313shop.com. We've got here at the Henry Ford Pistons Performance Center, and we'll have an event tomorrow from 6 to 9 p.m. Unveiling the collection for the first time. But Pistons313shop.com and Motown.com. The records label's also going to be participating in the drop.
So you said unveil tomorrow. That means you at home are getting a sneak peek right now. Bilal, let's talk a little bit more about these things too. This is very much a record.
Yeah, absolutely. So the designs are really unique. They not only pay homage to our brand, but really the intersection of music and sport. Obviously the most iconic thing when you think of Motown is the record, right? So love this design. The designs that really speak to what Detroit represents and what Motown represents us in the terms of sound and music and style, and it's great to see it kind of come back in a cool and unique way.
I agree. We talked about the shirts, and you brought up something else about a hat that is also part of the collection. So let's talk about what I feel is like a Detroit iconic look too, the bucket
I love
hat.
that. Should we drop this out? I'm going to pop one on here too.
Yeah. Oh, I got a big head. How do we look? So go ahead and tell me about that.
It's a good look. Yeah, no, we wanted to pay homage again to the both iconic brands, but we had to do it in a way like you can't just have a hat that's just normal, right? The bucket hats are both fashionable right now, but relevant to that time and to that era. And so I think people are really excited about the different pieces that we're bringing together. And if you want to look fly, this is the collection to check out for sure.
As cool as all of this is, it's all a part of an award too that you all are giving out. Tell me about that award and its recipient, if you can tell them about that part already.
Yeah, of course. So, I mean, we want to be authentic storytellers at the Pistons, and with it being Black Music Month, we had to pay homage to someone that made a massive splash both in the music industry as a whole, but that represents the city. And Dej Loaf is just she represents everything, embodies everything about what it means to be a creative, a musician from the city. And so we're really honored to be able to honor her tomorrow night with the inaugural Black Music Month award from the Detroit Pistons.
All right, Bilal, thank you so much. That sounds exciting. It's tomorrow night here at the Henry Ford Detroit Pistons Performance Center. You will not believe, Terrence, how many times I had to practice that. But it's happening tomorrow. You can get your gear, you can meet an iconic music person in the city of Detroit, and hang out where the Pistons practice. I mean, that's pretty cool, right?
Oh, absolutely. And it's also just great to see these entities coming together for such a great cause. Amir, thanks.